I think it's fair to say they're very angry about this bill. The withdrawal agreement was negotiated, of course, with Boris Johnson and his government. And the point of it is it's not meant to be a backstop. It's meant to apply in all conditions, whether there's an economic deal now done with between the UK and the EU or not. And the suggestion from the Internal Markets Bill and the suggestion from the British government is that this is some kind of insurance policy that's completely rejected by people here in Brussels.
OK, well, the bill passed through the Commons yesterday with a considerable majority and looks set to progress further. How is this going to affect negotiations where both sides are still at loggerheads?
The official position now from Brussels is that this has become an internal discussion for the UK. The EU's made its point that it doesn't approve this legislation, but it's now for the UK to decide how to proceed. But it's, of course, having an impact on the ongoing negotiations about the future relationship. David Frost and Michel Barnier due to meet again this week to continue those discussions, and a very strange and poisonous atmosphere now that they're meeting to try and continue to build a future relationship when the foundations of that relationship are now in question.
Is there any feeling at all in Brussels that an agreement can be reached by the 15th of October deadline?
Well, the sticking points in the economic deal are all kind of achievable. Yes, you would need to see some movement probably from both sides, but they're not completely insurmountable problems. What is a problem is the withdrawal agreement, because the EU have said very clearly, the European Parliament, for example, have said they will not ratify any economic deal if the UK is reneging in some way on international law, not going along with the withdrawal agreement now. So if you haven't got the withdrawal agreement, even if in principle they have an agreement, a deal on the economic future partnership, it's not going to fly.
What do you think will be the EU's next move?
So the first step is to try and find a middle ground between the EU and the UK on the other side. If that doesn't happen, the threat from the EU is legal action. But if there is no resolution within the joint committee, that's where it looks like this is heading.
Now, is this just posturing, or is the EU seriously considering going down the legal route, which of course could take years?
Well, this is breaking international law. This is breaking a treaty, in effect, between the UK and the EU. So I think the EU sees ultimately that it has to protect what it sees the UK having signed up to, that it can't be seen as being weak. It must take the UK at its word. In fact, it was Boris Johnson's deal. This wasn't something from the previous government. This was his deal, and of course it was a deal that was also voted in the House of Commons. So I think the EU is quite prepared to take a hard line.
The issue of broken trust has been raised. Do you think that irreparable damage has been done to the UK-EU relationship, and could it cloud future negotiations?
Certainly, as things stand, there has been real damage done to trust, not just in the EU, but for brand Britain, the brand of the UK around the world. So it really has thrown into doubt the UK's until now, very high reputation in diplomatic circles. It is now in question, and I think that will have long-term repercussions unless this is somehow resolved.